in summary, organization theories have evolved over time from the very impersonal, where individuals were thought of as part of the machinery, to highly structured, more human-centered and involving, so that individuals are thought of as being a critical element. They're thought of as being key assets. For example, in a hospital, it's a point of faith that says your most valuable assets, the doctors, the nurses, the technicians, walk out the door every night. And you hope that they come back the next morning, because without them, there's no functioning. Business organizations are not quite so dependent, but there are individuals in every organization that are critical to the ongoing success and the productive processes of an organization. So we have to think about the individuals, and that's what's good about being a communicator, is that those are what make our jobs valuable, is learning how to communicate within organizations and making people more productive. So as we think about it, the classical scientific, the human relations, and the integrated systems methods are the ones that come to mind when we talk about organizational theory. One way to look at these, and you'll be doing this later on in the course, is to look at mission statements for organizations. Mission statements should be specific but not dated. They should give a broad picture of what the organization was put in place to do. They should enable people in the organization and outside the organization to get a very good sense of what's important to the organization, what its ethical processes are, and what it is trying to do. Mission statements should address the key constituencies, the key stakeholders of any organization, whether it's clients or customers or patients or the media, shareholders. Depends on the organization, but they should speak specifically to those people. And finally, mission statements should be aspirational but not impossible to achieve. And so they have to be written carefully. And one of your assignments will be to look at a mission statement from a company that you are interested in and see if it fulfills these obligations. I also want to talk for a second about the leadership study that's going to be one of your assignments. Leaders are critical to this whole notion of organizational communication. They are the lightning rod, what people look for when they're looking at an organization. They can be the face of the organization. They can be the defining language. They can be the people who set the tone, set the emotional tone, and so they're so vital. And one of the things we're going to do is look at how leadership operates. Some of the Fortune magazine did a special issue about businessmen of the 20th century. You may recognize some of these. Let me show you Henry Ford, who was one of the businessmen of the 20th century, Tom Watson of IBM, Sloan from GM, Alfred Sloan, figured out how to put all these different car companies together for the most powerful industrial organization that was ever known. And then Bill Gates as an example of a modern manager, executive, put together one of the most interesting companies in the history of the world, and quickly made a lot of money, became integral to most of our lives. So we'll talk about other executives, but these are ones that I think you should look at. Finally, I want to talk about the best companies to work for segment on Fortune magazine. Every year, Fortune magazine works with what's called the Innovation and Trust Company to do a survey of who the best companies in America are to work for. They put it in the magazine. Some of them are surprising, like Oracle. Some of them are not so surprising, like Google, Wegmans Grocery Stores, which is a chain in upstate New York. But the criteria, the way the best companies are chosen, is based on two different things. A survey of employees from companies who are nominated. They have to be nominated. Nobody goes out and looks for best companies, but somebody can nominate them. So they do a survey of employees to see what employees think about management credibility, employee job satisfaction, camaraderie within the organization, all of those communications issues. Secondly, they do a long questionnaire with the management of a nominated company to understand how the company's approach to diversity, to hiring minorities, women, to promoting them, to keeping them a vital part of the mix. Listen, employee communications, vital part of this survey and questionnaire. Information about pay, benefits, and employee recognition. What does that say? Communications is a vital element of good companies, specifically the companies that are ranked as the best to work for in America. So you can go to the Fortune website and see the best companies, and I'm going to give you an assignment to go there. The web address is on Blackboard, so you can link into it. And what I want you to do is view two videos, the Container Store video and the Whole Foods video on those sites, and then to write a one-page paper about how they appear to communicate based on this Fortune video. I want you to write about what's good and what you think could be improved if you were a consultant for one of those companies. The details of this assignment are found in the syllabus and on Blackboard, so you can go ahead and do that as part of this assignment. See the syllabus for other reading and for the other assignments for this week. Also look on Blackboard often for announcements and updates to reading materials. If you have any questions, please send me an email. In the meantime, have a good week.